you are at. If you're at a faraway location, you call the corporate office. They will set up for an instructor to finish your drives. Usually, kids or parents who put things off, you get forgotten about. Because in driver's education, there's 500 to 900 to 1,100 kids who are finishing every 6 weeks. I'll say it again. There are 500 to 900 to 1,100 kids and adults who are finishing driver's education every 6 weeks. Let's pretend that Brady misses 2 hours of driving and he never contacts this instructor or contacts corporate. Eventually, your file will become inactive and the driving company will make you redo a week. If you wait longer, they're going to make you redo the whole class. So it's really important. Hey, E, how are you? It's really important that you get things done quickly. You sign up for driving when you can. If you get sick and you miss a day in class, you call corporate. Hey, I missed this day. Next month, I need to be enrolled. But if your parent says, it's your responsibility, Alexander. It's your responsibility, Carl. It's your responsibility, Jacob. And you get lazy and forget, you'll never get your license. And then when you turn 18, based on our rules and our state, you're too old for driver's education. You're going to take a test at Secretary of State. It's called your TIP, your temporary instruction permit. You're going to have to drive with someone 21. And if you don't learn safe driving practices, you're going to be a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 24-year-old who kind of knows how to drive but doesn't know how to drive. And that's really dangerous. You are in a structured driver's education class, 24 hours, 6 hours behind the wheel, 4 hours observation, a state test. And if you don't meet those requirements, I'll be seeing you next month. So next, how can I practice my parallel parking? You can't right now because you're enrolled in driver's education. Legally, I can't say, go out and practice with your mom and dad because I'm not going to be held liable if you hit the gas instead of the brake and hit a car and kill someone. You have to wait until you get your certificate. Let's pretend this gasoline receipt is your certificate. You take this piece of paper, a birth certificate, social security card, a piece of mail to the Secretary of State. You have to take a vision test. You have to be in good physical shape. If you have seizures and you're not seizure clear, you cannot be cleared to do segment 1. If your parents can't find your birth certificate, what just happened, they're going to have to go down to the birth and records headquarters and get a new official copy. Some parents lose your birth certificate because let's pretend 15 years ago, Peyton was born, Peyton F. You were born 15 or 16 years ago. Yeah, I know, it's wonderful. Your parents put that birth certificate in a shoebox in their closet. And for 15 years, they never look at it until it's time for you to take driver's ed. Or you have to go on a trip out of the country. Birth certificates can be lost. Okay? So you need to understand there's a process, and your parents have to call to make an appointment. Some of your parents will never do that, Caden. Not saying you're bad, Caden, but Caden goes crazy. He's wild in school, disrespectful. Your parents are going to be like, no, Caden, you're going to sit for a year because you're disrespectful. Some of your parents are strong enough to do that. Some of your parents just don't care. So you have to practice when you're done with level 1. You practice in your neighborhood. You get 2 trash cans out. You line your car up. You reverse back. You have to know how to parallel park in our state and states across the country. If you don't parallel park, you won't get your certificate and you won't pass your road test. Next question. How can I make sure I'm not oversteering? You haven't learned yet. It's through practicing. Through these 6 hours with your certified instructor, I will save your life. Partly. But if you keep speeding and stop late, you're going to rear end a car. Then you will fail. If you keep running lights, we're going to get hit and you will fail. If you forget your left and right and cut off a car and cause an accident, you will fail. So Carl, it is very serious that you learn, Brady and Jake, as much as you can, and you ask as much as you can. Oversteering is a process of squeezing the wheel really hard, like all of you were doing today. The reason you go off the road is because you're so scared you're squeezing the wheel. Relax your death grip. Next, what are the common mistakes new drivers make? Speed control. You don't know the right of way. You don't know your signs. You panic in heavy driving, early morning, late afternoon rush hour situations. You don't understand yielding to a private drive. You panic at roundabouts. You have information overload when your mom is talking to you or screaming at you. I don't scream at you. I use dad humor. I use sense of humor, dad jokes. Your parents don't have a brake. They don't have a second mirror. If you run a light, you're going to hit a car and kill someone. And then you are responsible for that. We passed by the youth home today. We passed by the jail today. We passed by the courthouse today because I want to remind you that this is an adult responsibility. Driving doesn't make you an adult, but you're driving a 4,000, 5,000 pound weapon that if you run a light or you make a right turn and don't look to your right, you're going to kill someone. Then we're going to stop. I'm going to take a video of you, the car, what happened, to cover myself. And then the driving school will come in. And then the police will come in. It is serious. So I need you all to take this more serious.
Myles?
Yes.
Miss Woods, can you hear me? If you continue to talk, I'm simply removing you. This is your early warning. So whoever you're talking to is came off the line a couple times. Apologize to your mom, but you're very distracting, and maybe this isn't the best place for you to be. If it continues, we will say another word. You'll be removed.
Oh, actually, a question.
Miss Woods, can you pause for a second? I'm going to give you the answer. I just need you to stop and listen. I don't want you to make excuses. The session is videoed. If I have to remind you again, I'm going to put you out. Do you understand, Miss Woods?
Yes, but
I don't want to hear anything else. If not, I'm going to put you out. He checked you. He told you we're not here to play. You keep talking or being distracting, you're going to go. The driving school will look at the video. So I'm just letting all of you know. It's really important. So you can play if you want. I don't have time to play. Okay, let's talk about this. How can I drive safer around drivers with road rage? You can't. We live in a society today where people are impatient. They're mad at their job. They're mad at their boyfriend. They're mad at their girlfriend because you got called out and you take it out on someone in your family. We live in a very high pressure society today. You can't escape this. You could be doing everything right and someone can drift in your lane and push you off the road. It happened to us today. You, as a beginning driver, will learn to keep more space, have more room, and be patient. If you don't learn this, you're going to have a very short life and a short driving career. That's one thing I can say to all of you. We drive at 8 in the morning. People are getting to work. Marcus, they don't have time to play with you. Mariana, they don't have time to play with you. William, they do not have time to play with you. Miss Woods, they do not have time to play with you. If you're going too slow, they're going to tailgate you for a few seconds and then speed around you and cut you off. What don't you understand? How can I not be any nicer and loving and caring? People don't care. We have the student driver sign on top. I'm trying to give you godlike wisdom, and you're still driving 10 under the limit. What don't you understand? It's a very aggressive world today. And when you learn to drive to school, if you're too slow getting a parking spot, you're going to get cut off by the girl who sits next to you in class. We're trying to help you be more responsible sooner. Part of it is your brain does develop till you're 24 years old. I'll say it again. Your brain does not develop until you're 24 years old. Well, what do you mean? An example. you get mad at someone and put shaving cream on their seat before they sit down, and then you take a picture and post it. That's really childish and immature. They're going to get mad, and when they see you in the hallway, they're going to punch you in the face. And now we have a serious fight. And then the principal's not going to fight. I'm calling the sheriff, and I'm having both of you arrested because this is assault. That's what you face today because I talked to you. There's violence in your schools. There's road rage in your school parking lot. The seniors don't care about you. The juniors don't care about you. They're trying to take care and get their credits. It's a very aggressive world, from soccer moms, truck drivers, old ladies, young ladies, people in general. They don't care. The best thing you can do is drive at the speed limit, keep good speed, keep good space. What is the best way to relax yourself, to be stressed? You have to figure out your comfort zone. My comfort zone is having the air conditioning on low, having some chilled music in the background, not being distracted, and keeping good speed and good space. I want to see in front of me about 3 car lanes. I want to see to the left of me. I want to see to the right, and I want to see behind me. Unfortunately, today, my first-time drivers were tailgating and driving like this, no cap, and you're going to rear end someone. And if I don't help you, we're going to die on our first drive out. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm only speaking truth. And I would love for your parents to come in and sit with me. And when your parents said today, I don't know how you can do this because I care more about you than me, but I'm not a fool. Next, what are the most important defensive driving techniques? Have good speed. If the speed limit is 50, drive at 50. If you drive over speed, you're going to tailgate. Someone doesn't use a blinker, you're going to rear end them. Your fault. If you drive under the speed limit, you're going to have to run the light because the light's going to change, or you're going to have to slam brakes, and we get rear-ended. Beginning drivers don't have good speed control yet. They don't understand speed control. As a result, we are vulnerable. And as I see things in the mirror, I don't tell you everything because you'll cry, you'll panic, you'll be scared. If I tell you everything, you would shut down. People don't want to see us on the road, but I'm here trying to help you grow. Do I have to turn hand over hand? Yes, you do. If not, you will crash into the curb and I have to turn the wheel out. Or if you're making a left turn, hand over hand is the technique all of you need to master. Why do you think I take you to figure eights? Turning hand over hand in, hand over hand out, hand over hand in, hand over hand out. I do these things to help you. But if you don't learn it, there are 2 ways to turn the wheel, hand over hand and hand to hand. If you don't learn those things, you won't be able to control the vehicle. And if you don't control the vehicle, your parents won't drive with you. And if your parents don't drive with you, you won't get your 30 hours in 3 months. And if you don't get your 30 hours in 3 months, I won't see you in segment 2. And if I don't see you in segment 2, when you turn 16 and a half, you won't have 50 hours. So one thing leads to another and another and another, because your parents have to be able to trust you to drive. And if you're scary and nervous, driving sideways, hugging the right, going off the road, you won't drive. Some of you I won't see in 3 months because you won't have your 30 hours in 3 months. Facts. Some of you I won't see in 3 months because you're going to be disrespectful to your mom and dad. They're like, you know what? You can sit until you're 18. I hate you, mom and dad. So what? Or you're going to go to the school that I tell you to go to, not the school you want to go to, because I talk to you and I talk to your parents. So you have to learn hand over hand to have control of your car on your road test. When you do hand over hand, you demonstrate control of your vehicle. No one palms the wheel. If you palm the wheel, that is automatic failure. That is a dangerous maneuver and you can lose control. Why do you think I tell you don't palm the wheel? Why do I think I tell you don't make the wheel small at the bottom? These are things that you make as mistakes. And my job is your driving instructor is to tell you what you're doing wrong. Don't you want to get better? Everyone should be putting in, yes, I want to get better. But you're just sitting there making Mr. Brian mad, making me mad, because you're like, whatever, bro. But your parents have to trust you. And if they don't, you're not driving. That's why you get cussed out by your mama. That's why your dad won't drive you, because I'm speaking facts. I'm never going to lie to you. Clock that T. Real talk. How can you make turns not so wide? Nina, go into the turn slower. You're going into the turn too fast. You turn wide, which is a driving error. And then you go into the wrong lane, and if a car's making a left turn, you hit them, it's your fault. Go slow in your turn. And I will show you how to make turns. We do 12 right turns, 12 left turns, downtown areas, main thoroughfares. It takes work. And if you want to work, you're going to be a great driver. If you don't want to work, you won't be a great driver. How do I handle road rage situations? You keep space. You take your time. You don't tailgate aggressively. You leave room. You use your blinker early. You signal your intention. You communicate. You make eye contact with drivers. You mean I got to do all that to learn how to drive? Yeah. Well, what if I don't want to do that? Then you won't be a good driver. Then you won't be confident. You have to be confident, not me. I'm not teaching your mom. I'm not teaching your dad. I'm teaching all of you. What should I do if a big semi-truck passes me on a small road? You make room. You get over a little bit. They're entitled to the road. They have rules to follow. Most semi-trucks have a dash cam. The bigger trucking companies have a camera inside to look at the driver. They have a camera outside. There's a driving situation in Texas right now. There's a lawsuit going on with this Texas company. A driver fell asleep and killed 5 people. The company is being sued. They're being under federal investigation. The trucking company falsified records. Drivers are not getting enough sleep. This truck driver fell asleep at the wheel. If you don't believe me, you can look. In fact, go look it up right now. Type in Texas, truck driver fell asleep at the wheel. Put the link in. If you don't, all of you look it up. I know you think he's just talking. He's just making stuff up. I'm not making anything up. As an instructor, I look at all situations, the laws in Texas that will impact you, the laws in Florida, the laws in Ohio. This truck driver fell asleep at the wheel and killed 5 people. Look it up. Put the link in the chat if you don't believe me. You're like, oh yeah, he did. They're in trouble. So semi-trucks, I think, have a bigger responsibility. Put the link into the chat. I'll open up another window. Semi-trucks have a big responsibility to arrive safely, to make sure they don't kill people, destroy property, arrive safely. A lot of semi-truck driving companies, I'm not saying all, are cutting corners. No proper tires, no braking equipment, emergencies. And there's a crackdown across the country on truck driving companies that are cutting corners because it's going to end up hurting us as pedestrians. Can you be cautious while driving? Of course, Caden. Every day, because I'm driving people who do not know how to drive. I'm cautious in giving you space. Hey, make more space. Hey, what color's the light? Hey, look over your shoulder when you make lane changes. I teach you to be cautious but not scared. I teach you to be observant but not panic. I'm trying to give you little bits and pieces of information so you're more prepared. What is the best mindset for driving along defensive driving? Always be aware that people don't see you. They're not aware of you in their space. This is why we get in and out of blind spots really quick. We don't hang around trucks or larger vehicles. Get in and out. A lot of beginning drivers are scared to pass big trucks or big cars. They kind of hang around by the back door. They don't see us, family. Okay, you're asking about the cell phone usage. There's something called Kelsey's Law. Guys, look it up. I already know what Kelsey's Law is. Look up Kelsey's Law. And then cut and paste it in. Look up Kelsey's Law. It's one of the questions on your test. Remember, I'm always reviewing. Look up Kelsey's Law. How much space should I be giving a vehicle in front of me? William, it depends on how fast you're going. Are you going 20? 2 car lengths. Are you going 40? 4 car lengths. Are you going 50? 5 car lengths. So my question to you, William, how fast are you driving? And you pick a stationary object. 1 police car, 2 police cars, 3 police cars, 4 police cars. Okay, you passed the police car. When the other car passed it, 4 car lengths. So, William, you have to find your following distance to find out what you should be. We want a minimum of 3 seconds. What should you do if you're low on gas, but you don't have enough gas to get to the station? You get ready to get a ticket and you get ready to run out of gas. It's your responsibility as a driver to calculate when you need to get gas. If you run out, you could have an accident. Someone could run you over. A truck driver might not know what to do and has to push you out of the way to keep from flipping their truck. It's no excuse for you to not run out of gas. This means you don't understand your dashboard. You never put gas in. You have to know when you are down on fuel. Or an electric vehicle, as some of you say, hey, I can't wait to get an electric vehicle. You have to know when you're low on charge or low on fuel. That's your responsibility. Not mine, not yours. When the driver's head car slow at the fourth of the tank, I'm like, let's go get some gas. What is the best steering technique? Hand over hand and hand to hand. There's multiple ways to confuse you. I asked you put in the link for Kelsey's Law. Go ahead, put it in. Kelsey's Law. What is it? Someone summarize it. What is Kelsey's Law? I see it. Put it up again, boy. Come on, put it up again. Bam. Kelsey's Law. She died because she was on the phone. Her mother went to the state level government and got a law passed in her name. So her daughter doesn't die in vain. And it's a law now. You can only be on the phone in case of emergency situation that you fear for your life or your car's broken down. Because distracted driving is huge. How can I reduce risk when driving in bad weather or snow? You reduce your speed. You leave early. You have good tires on your car. The driver's head car has new tires. I'm like, yes! The car rides so smooth. And some of you like to go a little bit fast. We're not going to call names out. The brakes are good because I wanted new brakes, new tires, oil change. I feel confident. I am ready for the fall. I'm ready for the winter. We live in the Midwest, a cold weather region. You have to learn how to drive in the snow to understand the snow. My wintertime drivers are better than you because they know how to drive in cold weather, snow, ice. What do I do when I pass someone on the road for them not to hit me? First, you want to make sure it's legal. You want to control your space. You need to have space to make a decision. Am I going to go left? Am I going to go right? Am I going to stay behind them and increase my following distance? If you go too fast, you lose your decision-making process. You just have to take your time. From your first drive, Larissa, to your second drive, you're going to increase dramatically. You're going to be more comfortable. You're going to be more confident. You're going to have better speed control. I know the glory, and I know when it's going to happen, but you have to believe in yourself. What should I do if I get cut off? Back off. What are you going to do? Try to fight someone? Punch grandma? She'll videotape Carl. This guy punched me. Her grandson and granddaughter come up and knock you out, bro, because you hit a grandma. Yeah, I saw this guy get out. He ripped grandma out on the ground and started kicking her. I killed you 1,000 times. That's what's going to happen. People, like for instance, Marcus was driving today. An elderly gentleman made a slow left turn. Marcus, am I lying? No, he made a very slow left turn. Marcus was driving. He just turned the wheel. I didn't hit the brake. You will face drivers 40, 50, 60 because the population is getting older across the country. You're going to drive with more older drivers. Good luck with that. They make slow left turns, slow right turns. They don't use blinkers. They're going to cut you off. Either you get mad and angry or you say, okay, I'm going to make more room. 1 second, Will. I'm going to make more room. So, Carl, you want to think defensively. Did they cut me off because they didn't see me? Did they cut me off on purpose? Did they cut me off because they didn't care? Analyze first before you start getting all crazy. I'm going to tear them up. I'm going to rip their head off. You're not going to do anything. You're just a young kid in the car thinking you're going to do something. If a soccer mom cuts you off and she's got 3 babies, she will kill you because you are messing with her family. Don't even play. William, what's up?
I've only got to make up 30.
Bye.
All right, bye.
How can you handle drivers? How can you handle when a driver is angry, but you're going the speed limit? Make sure you're in the right lane, RIGHT. The left lane is for passing. A lot of beginning drivers go too slow, and people don't want to play with you again. If I'm trying to get to work and you're driving 50 and a 70, I'm going to look at you for a second. I'm not going to tailgate you. I'm going to look at you, back off, check over my shoulder, when safe. I'm going to make a lane change. I'm not going to cut you off. That's stupid. He road rage on me. I don't feel safe. I'm going to take a picture and call the police. Yes, you can get called on for aggressive driving. So you got to go at the speed limit. If you don't feel comfortable getting on an expressway, don't drive on there. Okay, Peyton put in 5 dead after truck driver falls asleep at the wheel. Crashes into stop traffic on I-20. I'm not making this up. It's serious out here. Bye. 20 minutes. Bye-bye. Bye, William. So overall, you type in a couple things you learned. We analyzed your questions. I gave you a driver's ed answer. I gave you a dad answer. I gave you a real answer. You got to show your parents I had something to read while I'm finding it. You have to show your parents that you can drive, you want to drive, you should drive. And as you're putting your answers in, I'm going to read this to you. What makes a good driving instructor? Student's perspective. They're patient. Good driving instructors are patient. Next, they're nice, doesn't yell when you make a mistake. I didn't rip your head off. Girl, what you doing? Boy, stop. I don't do that. That's not my DNA. They give directions in advance. At the next light, I need you to make a right. For example, at the light, I want you to take a left. They use hand directions. I always point. I need you to get over to the left. I need you to get over to the right because you're confused, you're overwhelmed, and I want you to take your time. I'm talking about what makes a good driving instructor, and you really need to hear this. Good driving instructors don't make last-minute decisions. I try to have prepared a course we're going on. A really fast, intense course, then a smooth, chill course, then a neighborhood, then a nice curvy road, then downtown parking, then a neighborhood, then roundabouts. And time goes fast. Good driving instructors make conversation with you. I know a lot of you. I know what video games, what schools, parents, because I generally care about you. I don't know you like what type of Kool-Aid you have or what type of socks you have, but I know you as a person because when I know you, I understand you. Next, good instructors use visual demonstrations. For example, they demonstrate by having us sit in the car and move around until we cannot see themselves in the mirror. So we got to work on mirror adjustment. A lot of you are using the center mirror. I like that. But also I see a lot of you looking down at the speedometer. I don't like that. What's up? How you doing from Mexico? Next, in the classroom, we use the steering wheel. I used to have my race car steering wheels up in the car. I used to get that out and show it to you, and I might do that the next week. They're considerate. Hey, I'm running late, or I'm not sure where to go. I'm considerate. Okay? We have people coming from 45 minutes away. Bye, Samantha. We have people coming from 45 minutes away. I understand traffic, and I'm patient. In the classroom, we share stories relating to the concepts. Having good speed control, what does that feel like? Being cut off, what does that feel like? Having an elder driver accidentally make a slow left turn. I don't think it was on purpose, but they came in front of us. What's up from Alabama? My mom and dad from Alabama. How you doing? Next, a fun teacher. I tell jokes. I keep it real. Today, my drivers, and I was telling you, Mariana, Peyton, Larissa, we were laughing so hard. We had some fun today, baby. I was crying in the car laughing. I was crying. And they looked out for me. They said, hey, your webcam, it makes you look little. They told me that. Why didn't you tell me that? Y'all just gonna have me looking silly? Come on. So I straightened up my webcam. Yeah, I was looking really little, like a midget. Far from a midget. Okay? If you care about someone, you'll tell them. And we had an honest conversation. We laughed. We had a lot of fun. We learned. And that's what will happen on your second or third drive. I'm like that chilled instructor. We gonna laugh. We gonna have fun. We parallel parked. We went through roundabouts. We had panic attacks. And I told them, hey, you're about to have a panic attack. You're like, what? As soon as you go through that roundabout. And guess what? They had a panic attack. And then the second roundabout. But it was less and less and less. And your teacher should have a good sense of humor. I don't speak for other drivers and instructors. Let me keep going. Good instructors on the road are very calm. They give you advice on how to improve your driving skills. Some of you are like, I know. Boo-boo, you don't know. You don't know about a yellow light. You don't know you're in danger. And we were driving on the main thoroughfare. I said, you're in danger. One person said, I am? Yeah, bro. You're about to get cut off by a truck. And a Corvette is tailgating us. You're like, I am? Because you don't know dangerous situations yet. Good instructors give you positive reinforcement. That's a good job. Okay, I was trying to give Larissa a fist bump. She gave me a high five. I'm like, okay, we're good. That's showing that energy. I'm a high energy person. Okay? If you're doing something good, I'm like, woo! If you do something bad, I'm like, oh, we got to be careful, right? They always remind you to do things constantly. Don't you want to get better? I want to get better every time I go live. I want to give you good information. And after this, I'm going to show you some videos. Wham, bam, Tesla. Defensive driving videos. Good instructors allow you to fix your mistakes, meaning you're hugging the right. You're going too slow. Oh, I got to go faster. But then the light changes. Oh, I'm going too fast. You're tailgating. Good instructors allow you to fix your mistakes. If you're not coachable, I'm going to tell you, oh, you think you know everything. Well, we're about to crash. Mom, Dad, your son or daughter thinks, yeah, they do that to me at home too. Well, I'm not driving them. Next, in the classroom, they interact with students. They leave us alone. I'll let you work. I know you hate to work. Too bad. You're going to have to work. They let you go over the mistakes. They help you figure out things. Good instructors use their hands to show you where to look. So those are some instances of what makes a good instructor. I want to say thank you. Look at my videos.